Hi, good morning. Lewis on the Beneteau Sense members site sent me a message, asked how to get a part of the stairs off. It's not really obvious. And if you watch my first video, the one where I replaced the whole engine, you see me putting it together in the end. But the way we took it apart is, I don't think there's anything in the manual. We just sort of figured it out. So to save you some time, here's how we did it. So we're all familiar with the stairs and the Beneteau, okay? So first you got to take the stair itself off. And there are two pneumatic rods. There's one on the port, the starboard and the port. So you take it off just here. You pull this little cap off. I'm not going to do it now, but you pull that cap off and then it just pulls off. So you do that on both sides, and then there's two hinges. There is one on the port, the starboard, one on the port, and there's 4 screws on each of those hinges. You access them through the motor side. So you got to close the door, and then you can access them. It's just regular wood screws. You can't see them right now because I have the door open in it. So anyway, but you can see the back side of the hinge, and you take that off. Then to get this chunk of mahogany off, and then you can pull the whole stair off. But then you still have this big rod across here that holds the stair up. And you can't get the motor out unless you move that. So there are 2 screws on the back side of this, right there. So you got to take those 2 screws out, and you can get to those from the engine side. The engine's in your way, but a long extension on your screwdriver would be good. And then on the port side, we pulled this sound deadening foam off, and under it there is a myriad of screws. You can see 1, 2, 3. Anyway, there's a bunch all around, and it screws this piece of plywood onto the main cabinet. So it's this port side stair support plywood that you have to unscrew from the main cabinet. That's the desk on the it's the port side captain station, I guess. And once you have that loose and you've removed those 2 screws over there on the main rod that supports the stair, then you can slide this forward, and it comes out at an angle. I'm gonna put this back in, so I'm gonna close it up. And it sticks right back on there. I did have to add a little bit of glue just to keep it tight, but it stays real snug in there, and there's a lot of, we had to tear it off the first time. Oh, and by the way, when I pulled this off, I got some nice new foam, and I replaced all the foam, and I tried to get all of this off. I didn't have any acetone, could have cleaned it a little bit. But yeah, I replaced those. And then on the floor, I put a strip here just to make a little softer landing. And I put a strip underneath here, so it just lands. Boom, nice. And it shuts it off so no dust and stuff, make it a little bit quieter. Anyway, once you pull this forward and out, then you have access. And then we made also a bracket. You could see it in the video. It's a big U-shaped bracket. And I tell you what, I'll make you a little diagram here.
And then the stairs go right on there somewhere. And then the engine's here, and the deck covers it to about there. So when you have a truck lift, you can't drop it right in there. So we made a bracket.
Like that. Maybe that's pretty common in the industry, I don't know, but that's how we did it. And so it was a custom-made bracket to fit in there. So you lift here, and it picks it up. And then when we were coming back in, the sail drive is there. So the shaft did not align the first time. We actually had to tilt the engine, so we had to get the right dangle point up here so it would lean in when we dropped it. And then once you're in there and you have that in, then you can push it around and tweak it until it lines up exactly. And one thing I'd like to add is that you could also take off both sides, the port and the starboard plywood. You could take it off here and here and just slide the whole thing out. And then it's already, that rod is connected to both sides. So you could probably just slide the whole thing forward. Actually, if you did that, you could probably just leave the stairs and not take the hinges off or anything. It'd probably just stay as one unit. And maybe that's a better way to do it. We didn't do it that way. You know, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. But that's in hindsight, is probably maybe even easier, but you'd have to take the foam off both sides and dig in and get those screws. So basically the things are screwed into the cabinets on both sides.